Hi, welcome, friends. This is Mrs. Buckner, World Culture, sixth grade, and I'm coming to you to start a new unit. Yes, we started Unit 1 on geography. So we learned about landforms, study skills, anything about the land. Now we're going to talk about human geography. And human geography is the study of people, cultures, and their distribution across the Earth's surface. So, we're talking about humans and what they do with the land. And one of the things that humans do is migrate. Why do people migrate? What is migration? You're going to learn about that today. I got you. So, you're going to learn about migration, immigration, pull and push factors. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get into it. So, the first thing is our essential question: why do people move from one place to another? And we'll learn about that because people move from one place to another or migrate for many different reasons. And so this is a TED Talk that was on a zombie apocalypse. So, what happens in a zombie apocalypse? You're going to have to look at the Nearpod that I've sent you to see what happens in that. I always like to see little videos, but that video talks about push pull factors and migration. So, migration is the key thing, it's the big idea. So, migration is a permanent move to a new location. And there's two types that they use back and forth. And you're like, well, migration is migration. Well, it's immigration, IM, and immigration, EM. They sound the same. So what's the difference? I'm glad you asked. Here we go. Immigration is the act of coming to live in a new country permanently, where immigration, EM, is leaving your own country to settle into a permanently into another country. So EM means going from your home, while IM comes to another country. So this is how I remember this because I get it confused. You say, I don't know that. How do I understand that? Migration, immigration. I use a little sign language, that I learned. Thank you for those friends of mine who were deaf and they did a little sign language. So I remember learning the letters. So hopefully I do this right and I pay y'all some justice. I is this symbol right here, I. And so if I say I like this, for immigration, if it's an I at the beginning, if it's an I as the prefix, then that means I think about into or incoming. So I means going in, I, in. Now, this doesn't mean in. This is the letter I in sign language, but it's going to help you when to think about I means going in. All right. Immigrate, E, this is the symbol for E in sign language. E means exit. So it doesn't mean exit in sign language like this. E is the letter E. I think of exit. So when I see the E on immigration, I know that means somebody is leaving the country. They're exiting out. So maybe that'll help you to, because you get confused with immigration or immigration. So I enter, E, exit. All right. I hope that helps you. I come up with all little good things to help me out. All right. So remember immigration versus immigration. When we leave from one place to another, we're exiting. That's EM, immigration. When we come to, that's entering in, it is IM, immigration. So the example here is immigration from India. You're exiting India. So that's EM. So, and you're going to the United States. So that's IM, immigration. I hope that helps you. All right. So people decide to migrate because of push-pull factors. So, of course, here's my hands again. I usually use my hands to help me to remember. I dance, I sing, and I do things like this to help me remember key factors. So, you push something away. Pull means you pull it in. So if somebody told me to take my medicine, I'm saying, no, I'm pushing that away. I don't want it. Ah. But if somebody said, hey, I'm going to give you some ice cream sundae, you're saying, yes, pull that in. Let me have that. So the same thing for push-pull factors. When you push out, that's a push factor is an event or factors that force people to leave the area. I don't want to live there anymore because it's too hard to live there. Pull factors pull you in. Events or factors that attract people to an area. So I'm pulled in. I love the area. It's really good because they help. I can get a job. I can live nice. Everything is safe for me. So push factors push people out. Pull factors pull them in. They attract. So I did a little smiley face and a sad face. So the sad face is for push factors that force people out of an area because it's sad to leave a place. Pull factors, those things are the things that attract you or force you to come into a country like, oh, I really want to be there because that's where something good is happening, or that's where I can get a job. Pull factors that attract people to an area. So I put a smiley face. Awesome. Here we go. So this is another video. You know how I like vocabulary. Vocabulary is just awesome. And this is a video on migration, and it's talking about migration push-pull factors. So you want to watch that, but I'm not going to do that now because this video will be 3 hours long. No, I'm just playing. Here we go. So let's look over this again to help you, because in social studies, now we're going to talk about push pull. We're not talking about Sundays and medicine. We're talking about humans and the migration and what things could push somebody out of a country or pull somebody in a country. So let's talk about the pull factors. What are some good things? There's my smiley face again. Those good things, better health care. You want to be in a place that has good health care, job opportunities. I want to be able to get employed. Education. Everybody wants a free education, and education is not free everywhere. But thank goodness in the United States, we have a free education, and I'm able to teach you today. Awesome because of that. Safety. Everybody needs somebody to protect them. That's why we have the military and the police. All right, push factors, those things that push you out of the country. Sad faces, we don't want to go, but these things are going to make us leave our country. Fewer jobs. If I can't find a job, I need something so that I can pay for the bills in my house and give my children something to eat. So I'm going to have to move and find a new place, that I can get a job. War, of course. Oh my God, to see all of the damage and see people getting shot and all of that happens in war. You have to push and leave out of the country. And many people are refugees because they've left their country because their country was in a war state. Famine is when you can't find any food to eat. And so you can't find any food. No one has food. So you stand in line for the government to help you to find food. And sometimes they can't help you. So a famine is when you don't have a lot of food to eat in the area, and nobody does. So you want to leave that area. A natural disaster is when things like a tsunami happens, earthquakes happen, things that like right now in California, all of those wildfires that are burning up everything, houses and cars and everything in its path. and they can't control it. They can't put it out. So that would be a natural disaster, and that would be a push factor because you would have to go and find another place to live so that you can be safe. So let's look at these things and see if we can see if they're a push factor, push them out, or they're a pull factor, we're pulling them in. So an earthquake, of course, that's a push factor. You see my little sad face here, and it's a push factor because no one wants to live in a disaster area. This is a drought, okay? A drought is when they have no more water in the area. So the water, no rain has come. The water has scorched up the ground. And these look like they were corn. And so if the corn can't grow, you don't have any products so that you can sell to the grocery stores and stuff like that. You have to go because you don't have any food. So you can't grow food anymore. So that's a push factor. Education opportunities. All right. To have a free education is very good. And here in America, we do. So that's a pull factor. I'm pulling that in. I want a free education up until 12th grade. So again, just to reiterate, push factors push you away. It's events and factors that force people out of an area. Pull factors are those situations that attract people to an area. They pull them in. Hey, they like it. All right. So let's look at these. Uh-oh, I went too far. Let's look at this. All right, good. People that are actually working on a farm. Is that a push or a pull factor? You see that smiley face, you already know. That's a pull factor. Okay, because people are able to find a place of work. All right, people standing in line for food and help. Is that a push factor or a pull factor? It's a push factor. I don't want to stand in line for food. I want to go and buy my own food, but there's no food in the land. So I have to go and push out of that area and find somewhere to get some food. Let's look at this. These people have made their own boat to sail to a new land. Is that a push factor or a pull factor? All right, for me, that is a push factor because these people are risking their lives on this makeshift boat so that they can go to a new country. So they are pushed out of that land to go to a new land. It is a push factor. And let's look at this one. This boy is receiving great medical care. Is that a push factor or a pull factor? To me, that's a pull factor. I want to be able to go to a doctor in a hospital or in a doctor's office and get great medical care. And some places, they don't even have a doctor's office. And you have to walk 3 or 4 or 5 miles in order to see a doctor and stand in line, and then they don't have all of the medical services. So this is a pull factor. We want to be able to get healthy with our seeing a doctor. All right, good. So once again, these are some more. See, it could you now that you know the concept, it could be either way that you look, and so that you have to look at many different scenarios on push pull factors. So push factors, poverty. Yes, that means when you don't have any money, no one in the area has any money. Fear, disasters, unemployment, those are push factors. All right. Pull factors, that's you safety, opportunity, stability, freedom. All right. So, why do people move from place to place? Push pull factors. Um, and we talked about migration, a permanent move to a new country. And we talked about immigration. Immigration, I am into, exit, and then push and pull factors. All right, so now we're going to go into our we're going to go into the activity that we have to go into our interactive digital journal. So first off, we have a divider because we are in Unit 2, Human Geography. So that's going to be just input it into your journal so that you'll know where to start looking for stuff for this um, test that's coming up on Human Geography when we get started. These are the key ideas. Again, uh, migration, two types of migration, immigration and immigration, pull and push factors. And then it tells you the definition here, so you don't have to go back to the Nearpod and look at that. You can look at it right here in these slides because you have an activity. You know, I wasn't just going to let you go on that stuff by itself. So the instructions are right here. This is the activity. View the image in each box, tell whether it is a push or pull factor, and write why in the blue text box. Well, you say there is no blue text box, but once you tap on the screen over where you need to write, there it is, the blue text box. Yay! So you write in whether it's a push or pull factor and why. And then if you're having trouble, you can go back to the key ideas page, which is this right here, to help you to remember, do you think it's a pull factor, smiley face, or do you think it's a push factor, sad face? And if you need to go further, you can go back through the Nearpod and it can help you by going through those images again. So I have 6 images. I'm going to make them bigger by zooming in. Awesome. And now I'm going to move this up. Great. So the first 3 images, you're going to tell whether it's a push or pull. I want to go over them. The first one is people that are working it, on a farm. Is that a push factor, something you don't want, a pull factor, something that you would want, and why? All right. The next one is safety. Safety. You can see that it says safety here. It's represented by a old police hat. Is that a push factor, something you don't want in your country, or is that a pull factor, something that you want in your country? And tell us why. This one is a picture of a drought. Everything is dried up. So is that a push factor or is that a pull factor? A push factor or a pull factor? Let's move down. All right, this right here is, it says educational opportunities. So they're getting their education. Is that a push factor or is that a pull factor? And tell me why. This one right here is a picture of Hurricane Katrina, I believe, or Hurricane Harvey. Uh, Either one, it was flooding. I forgot which one I got the picture from, so I apologize. But anyway, they are flooded and you can tell they're on the street because here is the street sign that tells what the speed limit. So they're in the middle of the street and his water is all the way up to the end of his legs, so they're in a flooded area. So is that a push factor or is that a pull factor? And then lastly, war. Is that a push factor or is that a pull factor? So once you get finished writing in push or pull and why in each of the boxes underneath the pictures, then I want you to copy and paste all of these 3 new slides into your digital active interactive journal. So you got this. You are an expert on it now. And if you don't have it, guess what you can do? You can watch this video over again and it will help you. All right, this is Mrs. Buckner wishing you well. Have a great day. Bye.